and welcome to the Tokyo Aquatic Center in the Japanese capital Tokyo, the host city for the second time of the Olympic and Paralympic Games, the first Asian city to hold that honor. The swimming competition has well and truly gotten underway with a host of world records already, 16 gold medals dished out on day one of competition. This is the final session on day two of the swimming competition. This is the final of the men's 100-meter freestyle S4. Representing Great Britain, Lyndon Longhorn, the 25-year-old, makes his way out onto the pool deck. He'll be going on the wide lane. So too David Smith, the 46-year-old who was 50 and 100 free champion back in 2008 in Beijing. Gustavo Sanchez Martinez of Mexico. He's a 1:28 swimmer, but 1:30 in the qualifying. If he can swim 1:28, he's got a good shout at a bronze medal. Cho Gi-sung, a man who has claimed a world championship title in this event. He's the defending champion. He goes in lane 2 for Korea. Roman Zhdanov, gold medalist in the 50-meter breaststroke, the 23-year-old representing RPC. He goes in 6. Another Mexican swimmer goes in lane 3, Angel de Jesus Camacho. Very proudly waving the Mexican flag with the dual competitors, Sanchez and Camacho. Suzuki Takayuki, one of the genuine legends, now 34, silver at the London 2019 World Championships, already a bronze in these championships, former gold medalist in other events. Luigi Beggiato of Italy goes in lane 4, the 23-year-old, bronze at the European Championships in Funchal. He goes in the preferred lane, lane 4. So taking a look at the full start list, Mexico with 2 competitors. Smith, I mean, one of the legends, he would have been around long enough to have seen it all before. At 43, he's been around long enough to know what wins you championships. World record by Ami Omar Dadon, who was disqualified after moving too late, pulling himself up to the wall in the preliminaries, and as a result is not in the final. He otherwise would have been swimming in the preferred lane, having touched first in his heat, but subsequently disqualified. There is Suzuki Takayuki, bronze in the 50 breast, a silver medalist from London at the World Championships. Smetanin, Joe, Camacho, Beggiato, Suzuki, Zhdanov, Sanchez and Longhorn. Getting underway, 3 swimmers off the starters blocks in this men's 100-meter freestyle S4 final, and as he breaks water and gets into his stroke, Luigi Beggiato is looking good. The Mexican swimmers do tend to go out a little faster, but right now it seems inspired by wanting to claim a victory or at least another medal at home. Suzuki Takayuki is trying his best to take this out really hard.
He is, but Suzuki is not going to be able to hang with Beggiato during that second 50. Beggiato has the use of both of his arms, and you can see Suzuki's trying, and he's doing very well this first 50, but once they go into the second 50 is where Beggiato, I think, is going to start to really pull away. And Zhdanov, he didn't have the best swim this morning, but I do expect he's going to try and make his move now, the second 50.
Well, that's the thing. Zhdanov is the man who has got to be the favorite to do something here. It's certainly his time. That said, as it sits in the pool, it is Takayuki Suzuki who finds himself just off the shoulder here of Luigi Beggiato. The 23-year-old is holding on, but Suzuki is magnificent in how he is trying to fight back and is genuinely fighting back here. He has now taken the lead, and I can tell you this simply because every Japanese official or volunteer in this arena has stood up and applaud now as Japan gets another gold. Beggiato will take the silver, and bronze goes to Zhdanov, who fought his way to touch just ahead of Camacho. Jogi Song, the defending champion, and David Smetanin, who finishes 6th ultimately, but in Paralympic record time. That was sheer determination and resilience in the pool, and he can celebrate. There might not be a crowd allowed into this venue, but every Japanese person here and many beside were on their feet expecting Suzuki to hit the wall first before it started, but on their feet when he overtook Beggiato. A sensational victory in Paralympic record time, 1:21.58, absolutely deserved. For Beggiato, it'll be disappointment, but Italy continue their very impressive run of medals. Just looked like he'd hit a bit of a wall in trying to come home.
He did. I mean, but Suzuki, I mean, you have to give him credit on this one. He went out hard, and he's typically not able to hang with the rest of the field that second 50, where their arms start to kick in. But he did. It's like he found another gear that second half.
Well, swimming at home.
And here he is off the start. He got a great start. He went out, you know, ahead of the rest of the field. Coming into the first 50, Beggiato had a little bit of an advantage, and again off the turn, but then Suzuki, he came up that second half, and as Beggiato started to kind of tighten up a little bit, Suzuki, this is where he made his move.
Well, that is astonishing for Suzuki. Really is a phenomenal victory for the 34-year-old Japanese star. You can see just how many cupping opportunities he's had. The last time he won a Paralympic gold was in Beijing in 2008, Suzuki Takayuki. But in Paralympic record time. This is the victory ceremony for the men's 100-meter freestyle S4.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 100 meters freestyle S4.
IPC governing board member, Mr. Kim Sung-il, will present the medals. He'll be accompanied by Christian Holst, World Parasports Managing Director. And for the third race in succession, there is an Italian medalist.
Bronze medalist, representing Team RPC. Roman Zhdanov.
Representing RPC, the Russian Paralympic Committee, the 23-year-old world champion Roman Zhdanov, gold in the 50 meters breaststroke. Didn't have the best of starts and seemingly could not recover from where he was. But that is not to detract from the performances that beat him in the pool. It was a very fine performance from Luigi Beggiato and Suzuki Takayuki. But the 23-year-old, plenty of swimming to come for him. He is a bronze medalist in the men's 100-meter freestyle and a multiple medalist at Tokyo 2020.
Luigi Beggiato.
The 23-year-old Luigi Beggiato, a bronze medalist at the European Championships in Funchal. The student at the University of Padua was looking to go one better. Looking to go two better, but went one better in the end. Silver medal at the Paralympic Games. And he looked to be on course for the gold until the very closing stages.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Japan.
But a most popular winner at home. Suzuki Takayuki, the man who set the second best time of the year at the World Series in Berlin in June. He was Japan's medal hope. And how he delivered. A sensational swim from Suzuki. He touched second at the wall, desperately trying to hold on to the shoulders of Luigi Beggiato, just swim off the shoulder of his opponent. But he managed to fight his way back and claim a remarkable and so impressive swim, a gold medal, the reward for Suzuki Takayuki. We'll hear his anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic.
He has been a Paralympic champion before. The 34-year-old in Beijing 13 years ago took gold in the men's 50-meter breaststroke. 13 years later, on home soil, he's managed to win gold again. Suzuki Takayuki, ahead of Beggiato and Zhdanov. This is the mixed 4x50 meter freestyle relay, 20 points. This is also the final event of the second day of the swimming competition at Tokyo Aquatic Center. Now, 8 teams representing Great Britain, RPC, Spain, Italy, Ukraine, China, Brazil, and Turkey. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated, shall we say. There are several factors to bring into consideration when going through the permutations for how to approach the event. First of 3 mixed events at these games. Let's introduce the respective teams. Going in lane 8, Turkey. Now, 2 swimmers enter from one end of the pool, 2 swimmers from the other. It's the 4x50 meter. Turkey will go in lane 8. Kutlu, Boyaci, Öztürk, and Eroglu representing Turkey. Going in lane 1, Great Britain. Kearney with an opportunity to claim a 2nd gold of the night. She'll be going alongside Ailey Chalice with William Perry and Lyndon Longhorn for Great Britain. Going in lane 7 for Brazil. Now, this is an interesting mix. They won the silver with 4 S5s in Rio. They've gone for an S4, including Patricia Pereira, and an S6 in Taliesin Glock, but then 2 S5s in Daniel Diaz and Joana Maria da Silva Neves. RPC goes in lane 2, courtesy of Budkova, Palian, Zhdanov, and Kubasov. Going in lane 6 for China. They have gone with 4 S5 swimmers. Zhang Li, Cheng Tao, Yuan Weiyi, and Lu Dong. They were champions in Rio. And they really mixed it up, swimming with 2 S3 swimmers. Spain go in lane 3. Teresa Perales, Marta Fernandez, David Sanchez, and Antoni Ponce. They've mixed it up with a S4 and an S6 to go alongside the 2 S5s in Perales and Ponce. Going in lane 5 is Ukraine. Bronze medalists 5 years ago. They've got Ostapchenko, Semenenko, Hontar, and Mereshko. So starting with an S3, then Semenenko, the S5, and back-to-back S6s. But they've also started with the 2 male swimmers and will end with 2 female swimmers. But the favorites for the gold, Giulia Terzi, Ariola Trimi, Luigi Beggiato, and Antonio Fantin of Italy. Now, each of these mixed relay teams has to comprise a number of factors. One of them is 2 men and 2 women. Another is the fact that their individual scores or their classifications, when tallied together, act as points. So based on a point score, where the equivalent points tally is that of your stroke classification in each race. Can't be more than 20. So 4 S5 freestyle swimmers make a 20-point race. World record holders are China, after they set it with a brilliant performance in Rio 5 years ago. Teresa Perales on the blocks for Spain. And she will go out as the opening S5 swimmer. But it's about, do you swim your male swimmers first, your female swimmers first? Who's feeling best? Is there any fatigue for the swimmers involved? There are so many questions that need to be answered. It is a genuine battle of calculations. It's not only about the qualification, but for gold, silver, and bronze, 8 finalists are Great Britain, RPC, Spain, Italy, Ukraine, People's Republic of China, Brazil, and Turkey. This is the mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, 20 points. So this is going to be a race in which you cannot, absolutely cannot, despite massive leads, you cannot assume that any team is going to win or has gained enough of an advantage to win.
No, I mean, at any given time, it's truly anyone's race. So right now, going out, you have, the person in first, but just think about all of the different factors in comparison to the able-bodied mixed relays. Here, you not only have gender, but you have variability within the class and then across the different classes. Because each classification, there's a range of disabilities. It's a point system. And then the question is, do you use an S3 or do you use an S5? Do you want the higher and the lower, or do you want 2 of the middle? It's really anyone's game. Then it's a question of fatigue, how someone is a relay swimmer, where in the program does this fall? It's more than just a calculation that you can spit out on your computer.
This is Cheng Tao going in the water. Zhang Li having swum the opening leg. Cheng Tao S5 will hand over to Yuan Weiyi. Now, in some cases, although this is a handover As Yuan with his spectacular dolphin dive off the starting blocks. You'll see some of the handovers happen in the pool.
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, some of the starters, especially when you're dealing with these lower classifications, you really have a mix of starts. Some are starting from the block, some are starting from the water. The ones that are starting from the water, within, sometimes they need assistance, sometimes they don't. But wow, look at this right now. You have the Chinese. Look at this kick. He's just moving.
Well, this has really been set up by Zhang Li, Zheng Tao, Yuan Yueyi, and Lu Dong has been given the opportunity to bring it home. But now she's going to be in the water against some very quick male swimmers, some of whom are swimming in much higher classifications and will be significantly quicker in the pool, including Brazil's Thaleson Glock. But China do seem to have a significant lead. The battle now is really for silver. Any one of 4 teams could realistically hit the wall in second place. So far ahead of the world record now. Zhang Li set it up. Zheng Tao increased the advantage. Yuan Yi certainly made it secure, and Lu Dong is bringing it home. China will smash the world record, claim the gold as well. They're going in lane 4. It is Italy who come home with the silver medal. Bronze, the battle is still on. Is it going to be Brazil in 3? It is. Thaleson Glock has just managed to overcome his rivals of Ukraine as he outsprints Mereshko in the water, and that is the finish that Brazil wanted. They wanted another medal. Daniel Diaz has 27 Paralympic Games medals now, and his third bronze medal in just 2 days of competition at Tokyo 2020. For Italy, a very fine silver as they went out with 2 female swimmers, an S7 in Terzi and an S3 in Trimi, and then the S4 of Beggiato and Fantin, the S6 swimmer bringing it home. But for China, they went for the simple S5s, but they've got such ability in that S5 class that they could put out the 2 finest freestylers in the women's classification, in Zhang Li and Lu Dong, certainly among them. And then Zheng Tao and Yuan Yi, they romped, absolutely romped to victory in world record time.
Yeah, you saw the start. There's such a wide range of starts. Some are out of the water, some are in the water. Right now, here's China. He slams into the touchpad with his head. Then the next swimmer comes off. Look at the power of the underwater kick. And then hands it off to the final leg and slams into the touchpad again with the head. I mean, the Chinese, the strategy of using 4 S5 swimmers to maximize that kick, and remember, because it's only 450, so your legs aren't really gonna tire out. I mean, that's brilliant.
Well, I think it really is, because while they took, there's Daniel Diaz in the background having a good old laugh as well. There is the legend, Thaleson Glock, standing alongside him. He brought it home for Brazil as he managed to outsprint 2 in the pool to deny both Spain and Ukraine a medal. Zheng Tao at the forefront of your screen celebrating. Wow, 2:15.49. No team has ever gone sub 2:18. Don't worry about taking a second or tenths or hundredths of a second off here. No, we'll just take almost 3 seconds off the previous world record, which they held. But China in 2016 had 2 S3 swimmers, an S6 and an S8, still broke the world record, still won. They've gone for 4 S5s, and they've ended with the same result. Brazil, they were second in Rio. They've got third in Tokyo. Italy with a fine silver, 2:21.45, as they mixed it up with an S3, an S4, an S6 and an S7. Daniel Diaz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the mixed 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points.
皆様、ただいまより混合 4×50m 20ポイントフリーリレーの表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
The medalists for what is the final event of the evening. The final session on day 2 of the swimming competition concluded with the quite incredible 4x50-meter freestyle relay, 20 points. And ultimately, it was the simplest equation that proved fruitful.
Bronze medalists.
銅メダリスト
Brazil.
The bronze medalists from Brazil. Taliesin Glock, who stands as the tallest of the four. Patricia Pereira dos Santos, who led off. She claims the first bronze medal. Daniel Diaz, second bronze for him tonight, a third bronze for him at Tokyo 2020, and a seventh overall. Joana Maria da Silva Neves takes the third bronze, and then it's Taliesin Glock, who outswam both Spain's Antoni Ponce and Ukraine's Elizaveta Mareshko, who had leads to help Brazil into the third spot and fulfill their ambitions of a podium place. Bronze in the mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, 20 points.
Silver medalists.
銀メダリスト
Italy.
The silver medalists, well, you can't keep the Italians down at Tokyo 2020. Not only did their Olympic team produce their greatest ever Olympic Games, they are well on course to produce their greatest ever Paralympic Games. Here we go. We are mixing and matching. Ariola Trimi and Giulia Terzi. Here they are,
Luigi
switching medals, handing medals to one another. Ariola Trimi,
and Antonio Fantini.
it's Terzi on the left and Antonio Fantini on the right. The tallest of them all, Luigi Beggiato, the S4 swimmer. That's Luigi Beggiato. Italy are silver medalists in the mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, 20 points.
Gold medalists and Paralympic champions.
But the gold medalists
銀メダリスト
from the People's Republic of China,
People's
well,
Republic of China.
on their way to a world record in gold at Rio 2016. They went about it by swimming two S3 swimmers, an S6 and an S8.
China represented by
They have gone for the very simple, in this 20-point relay, S5, 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 S5. Zhong Li presents Zheng Tao with his medal, and she will take responsibility for the medal presentation to Yuan Wei Yi. And Lu Dong will receive her gold medal from Zhong Li. Zheng Tao is a multiple gold medalist already. He's looking to go 3 in a row in the men's 100-meter backstroke S6 later in this competition. But right now, he has just claimed his first relay gold for China. The 23-year-old Zhong Li dishing out the medals. She's already a 3-time medalist at these games. This is second gold after the gold in the women's 200 free and a silver in the women's 100 free. She won 4 Paralympic golds in Rio. She's halfway there after day 2 of competition in Tokyo.
People's Republic of
And now
China.
for the national anthem of China.
中華人民共和国国歌の演奏です
Gold ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic
Chung
Games.
Lee, a character, and there is nothing that is going to dim her enthusiasm. She is a flamboyant individual who is going to celebrate with a gold medal around her neck. And how many we have seen being dished out to swimmers from the People's Republic of China down the years. Well, for the photographers, they are asked to remove their masks. Athletes, bear in mind, are tested almost constantly throughout their time, given the pandemic. But wearing their masks, they will take them off or have the luxury of having them off for just a short while for a quick set of photographs. And then back on they go. Chung Lee has taken a great deal of responsibility in this medal ceremony, victory ceremony, but it's People's Republic of China in world record time who claim gold ahead of Italy and Brazil. The collection of medalists, so many stories exist on this dais. Beggiato, 2 silver medals on the night. Diaz, 2 bronze medals on the night. Raimondi wins gold in the men's 100-meter breaststroke. His partner wins silver in the 4x50 mixed relay, 20 points. The success continues for Italy after that silver medal. But this is a race that is going to pit so many familiar names against one another. The champion in the 200 free S4 in Rio was Jo Gi-sung. He has been a little off his best, unfortunately, for the Korean swimmer. He'll be going in 1. He's finished outside the medals in both the 100 free and the men's 50 breaststroke. Under the watchful eye of mascot Someti of these Paralympic Games of Tokyo 2020, the swimming finals session continues. Going in lane 8 for France is the 46-year-old 2008 champion when he won the 50 and 100 double. 2010 world champion in this event. The defending champion is Jo Gi-sung. 3 times he has ended up as a Paralympic Games champion, but not on this occasion. Twice a world champion. Gustavo Sanchez Martinez goes for Mexico, man who won the 100 and 200 free double in London. 2-time world champion. Now, Roman Zhdanov is becoming a familiar name after his gold in the 50 breast and the 150 IM. Bronze in the 100 free. A world champion in this event, though, and looking for a medal as he goes in 2. Luigi Beggiato, 2 silver medalists already at these games for the Italian, including in the 100 free. Angel de Jesus Camacho is just 16 years old. He finished 4th in the 100 free. But this is an event far more suited to him. Suzuki Takayuki, gold medalist in the 100 free, plus bronze in both the 50 breast and the 150 IM. He's the World Championship silver medalist and the home hopeful. Suzuki goes in 5 for Japan. But the European champion, the World Championship bronze medalist in Ami Omar Dadon, goes in lane 4. He is favoured to win and bring for Israel a 4th gold medal. That is the aim as he goes in search of his first at these games. A DQ and a silver medal is 2 results, but he's the world record holder and has to be considered favourite here.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is Dadon's race. I do not think anyone will touch him in this. And it is quite possible he's going to start to flirt with his world record. But the minor medals, silver and bronze, are definitely up for grabs. I would not count off Zhdanov. He didn't have a great morning swim, but we know he's going to be strong. Camacho, Suzuki, he's having the swim of his life, the meet of his life right now, and Beggiato as well. All going to be close together.
Beggiato, yes, undoubtedly 2 silver medalists. There is Suzuki. You mentioned the meet of his life. I mean, he's got 5 Paralympic Games medals from his 4 previous games. He goes for a 4th medal alone here at Tokyo 2020 at the age of 34. Incredible, the will to perform in front of your home fans, and I guarantee you there are many. Every volunteer, every official from the host nation has taken a particular interest in the Japanese swimmers, as you would expect at these games. There is Camacho. He's 16, but he's got some talent. Sanchez is a 2012 champion in this event. The 2016 champion Joe in 1. Joe, Zhdanov, Camacho, Dadon, Suzuki, Beggiato, Sanchez and Smetanin. So Smetanin might very well be out of medal contention, but he is going to contest yet another final. A man who has been swimming internationally for over 2 decades now, but going in the central lanes, it's Dadon against Suzuki. Now in the preliminaries, Suzuki basically tried to hold on to Dadon for as long as he could before Dadon touched first. You seeing a similar race? Yeah,
I mean, I think that's a good strategy on Suzuki's end. I think he's going to have a hard time hanging on to Dadon as we approach the 3rd 50 and definitely the 4th 50. But Suzuki, as long as he can stay within sight of Dadon, he definitely has a great shot for silver, if not bronze.
Fastest para swimmer in the world this year does not touch first. However, he touches 2nd behind Suzuki here, who is the 2nd fastest in the world this year. They've gone head-to-head on a couple of occasions, but it was Dadon at the Berlin World Series in June. Zhdanov, another one who's looking to come back and challenge for that bronze medal as Suzuki falls off the pace here and might be drawn back into those who the silver medal and bronze medal contention, because he looks to be being caught by a few in the field.
Yeah. Suzuki, he's falling back, but Zhdanov has this very strong, very powerful stroke. He looks comfortable. He looks even right now as he heads into the 2nd 100. I think Suzuki should start to get worried, perhaps, for Zhdanov as he approaches the 3rd 50, but Dadon going very strong.
The other swimmer to watch who's making a bit of a run here is Camacho, who looks to be getting himself into a really good position to challenge for one of the medals. Beggiato is not going away either. 2 silvers already at Tokyo 2020. He would like another 3rd. There is the young Mexican who's going in lane 3. A really good push from the 100 and 200 free. The man who finished outside the medals in the 100 free here, but a man who's challenged on the global stage previously. And we are seeing now Suzuki just holding on to that silver medal position. It's Beggiato who's arguably got himself in the better position, but Zhdanov, do not discount him over the final 50.
And Dadon, he looks great right now. He's way ahead of world record pace. We saw him struggle a lot with the turns during the preliminary swim, but he's not having those same struggles right now. His pace looks good. Arm rate, his turnover is very fast right now as he goes into this final 50. Again, way ahead of world record pace.
He is absolutely ahead of world record pace. It's a world record that he set when he competed at the World Series in Berlin in June. He had Suzuki set his 2nd best time behind him. Suzuki is challenging still for the silver medal. Bronze, it's anyone's battle between Beggiato and Zhdanov, but right now it's about the man who's going to win it in world record time and take his 1st gold medal of these games. And a 4th for Israel. It is Ami Omer Dadon who touches first, has the ability to turn around, look at his time, celebrate before the silver medalist comes home. It is Suzuki for Japan. And 3rd is Zhdanov. He swam a very strong back 50 over this 200 free to get himself into medal contention and add to his gold in the 50 breast and 150 IM. Quality swim from Zhdanov. But speak of quality, the man who's been going through rehabilitation and training for the past 4 years, trying to get to the Paralympic Games. When they were postponed by a year, it looked like he might be upset by that change after he was in absolutely phenomenal form in 2019. But it seems a dream delayed is not a dream denied for the Israeli. Ami Omer Dadon in world record time, 2:44.84. He has taken over 6 seconds off his world record here. You can't ask for much more. That's over a second and a half a length.
Yeah, I mean, and remember, he had just very recently set the world record in June 2021 at Berlin. So he sets the world record just a few months ago. So you know he's coming into this race with a ton of confidence, knowing that he's on his times and he's swimming well despite the COVID setback. And here Dadon, he just attacks this race from start to finish. He struggled with the turns this morning, but he didn't so much. His strategy on the turns is just to get in and get out because he gets nothing off the walls. And every single length, he keeps up the arm pace, a very deliberate, a very hard stroke every single time, all the way into the finish. And he didn't just go a PB by like 1 second. He took 6 seconds off of the world record. What a swim.
Yeah, 6 seconds is an utterly, that's a peerless performance. Smetanin with a congratulations for a man who is less than half his age. Dadon, the 20-year-old.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event, the men's 50 meters freestyle S4 final.
50-meter freestyle S4 final. These are the 8 competitors.
In lane 8, representing Brazil.
Going in lane 8 for Brazil, Eric Tobera, already a relay bronze medalist for Brazil at these games.
Representing the Czech Republic.
Arnold Petracek. He'll be looking for his first taste of Paralympic glory in this event as the Dublin 2018 European champion. Ariel Malya goes for Israel in lane 7, the younger brother of Mark Malya. He is yet to medal, however. Liu Benying might not be his favorite event, but he's a former world champion and a Paralympic Games champion in the 200 free. He's finished 5th and 4th in his 2 previous events. The 16-year-old Mexican who's looked like capable of obtaining a medal for Mexico. He goes in lane 6. Luigi Beggiato, meanwhile, goes for Italy in lane 3, a man who's got 2 silver medals at these games. Ami Omer Dadon, the 20-year-old from Israel, goes in lane 5, a gold medalist in the 200 free and a 150 IM silver medalist. But the man who goes in lane 4 is the 34-year-old Suzuki Takayuki. 2 bronzes, a silver in the 200 free, and a champion he was in the 100 free. Previous champion in the 50-meter breaststroke as far back as Beijing in 2008. A medalist in Athens, a medalist in London as well. While he didn't medal in Rio, he has come back strong. And at the last World Championships, he finished behind world record holder Cameron Leslie of New Zealand, who is not at these games for personal reasons. The Paralympic record is held by another Japanese swimmer in Hanada Yuji. Can Takayuki pull out a 5th and final swim to conclude his Tokyo 2020 on a positive note, but he's going to have a real challenge from that man, Dadon.
Yeah, Dadon's going to be quick. The other major surprise here is that Zdana failed to qualify after he was bronze in the 100 freestyle. He would have been a threat here.
Never mind Jo Gi-sung, the defending champion as well. So we're missing 2 really big names in this classification and race. Petracek, Liu, Beggiato, Suzuki, Dadon, Camacho, Malya, Tobera. Malya goes off the starting blocks, looks for a little underwater here, but straight into the stroke, and Suzuki Takayuki is just a little bit behind Dadon here, who is looking stronger in the stroke. So too Ariel Malya, looking for a big race.
Yeah, I mean, Malyar, he swam out of his mind during preliminaries. Now he's starting to fall back a bit. But look at Dadon. Remember, Dadon disqualified in the 100-meter freestyle, so he has something to prove in this 50 sprint.
He certainly does, and Beggiato's made up time on Suzuki as well. 2 silvers for Beggiato. He might have a third here. Takayuki coming back strong, but he's not going to out-touch Dadon in Paralympic record time. It is Dadon ahead of Suzuki, ahead of Beggiato. And Ami Omer Dadon with a Paralympic record and a second gold medal of these games. Silver in the 150 individual medley, but in the freestyle, he's picked up gold in the 200 and now gold in the 50. Beggiato, a third successive silver for the Italian. A third successive medal, I should say, as he takes the bronze. But Suzuki has managed to make it 5 medals in 5 events. And a 10th medal overall from the World Championships silver medalist.
And here off the start, Suzuki, because he's able to use the block, he gets the slight advantage. But Dadon, this is what he did differently than in the heats. He went out a lot harder coming right off the back. He didn't hang back with Suzuki at all. He blew right past him. And then it was really in this end where Beggiato also made the move on Suzuki. Suzuki, he tried to come back on them a bit, but Dadon, he was too strong. And he keeps up this really fast stroke rate all the way in. Beggiato almost had Suzuki at the wall, but Suzuki held on for that second place finish. And Dadon, after that disappointing disqualification in the 100, he's got to be really upset. He's got to be really happy now with this 50.
Yeah, initially upset after that DQ, but a Paralympic record 37.21 for Dadon, and a champion. And for Camacho of Mexico, he's out of the medals again, the 16-year-old, but a young talent. But a man who is over twice his age, Suzuki Takayuki, at 34 in front of his home crowd, finishes in silver medal position. Third place for Beggiato, who adds to his 2 silvers with the bronze here. But Dadon was not going to be beaten. Confirming the results, Dadon ahead of Suzuki, with Beggiato of Italy coming in into bronze medal position, just ahead of Camacho again, who finishes 4th.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 50-meter freestyle S4. 皆様、ただいまより男子 50m 自由形 S4 の表彰式を行います。Please welcome the medalists. メダリストをお迎えください。
And now the victory ceremony for the men's 50-meter freestyle class S4.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Mohammed Al-Hameli, Governing Board Member of the International Paralympic Committee. メダルの贈呈は国際パラリンピック委員会理事。Accompanied by Ms. Yoshimura Mikiko, Tokyo 2020 Deputy Executive Director of Administration Bureau. 続きまして、東京オリンピック・パラリンピック競技大会組織委員会総務局次長。Bronze medalist representing Italy, 銅メダリスト、イタリア、Luigi Beggiato.
Winning the bronze medal from Italy is Luigi Beggiato. Italy has certainly come and dominated these Paralympic Games. This represents Beggiato's 3rd medal here. He's already won silver in the 100 freestyle and silver in the relay. And Tokyo also marks his 1st Paralympic Games.
Silver medalist representing Japan.
金メダリスト、日本、鈴木孝幸。
Winning the silver medal from Japan is Suzuki Takayuki. This is Suzuki's 5th medal in his 5th event. He's managed to medal in every single event that he swam so far. He won gold in the 100 freestyle, silver in the 200 freestyle, and bronze in the 50 breaststroke and 150 meter individual medley. Tokyo also marks his 5th Paralympic Games.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Israel.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、イスラエル。
Ami Omer Dadon.
And winning the gold medal from Israel, Ami Omer Dadon. This is Dadon's 3rd medal. He won gold in the 200 freestyle and silver in the 150 meter IM. It was a remarkable swim given his disappointing disqualification in the 100 meter freestyle, but he really rallied to come back to win this gold medal. And Tokyo also marks his 1st Paralympic Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Israel.
皆様、
And now the national anthem of Israel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists for the men's 50 meter freestyle class S4. Winning the gold from Israel, Ami Omer Dadon. Winning the silver from Japan, Suzuki Takayuki. And winning the bronze from Italy, Luigi Beggiato.